we're going to open up the floodgates for the discussion section. Yay!
Okay. Let me just say...
Add in a real sound effect.
Shh. We don't have that much
we don't have
time
the money
for post-processing.
No, we don't have the money for it.
The money. Because there's not
I'm
free.
sure there's a preset audio you can just take from the video editing.
We only don't have the money for it if you buy that time is money.
Yeah, if we had to pay Andrew.
Shh. But, no, we don't have money. We don't have the money for it.
I'm going to start this off by saying MC and Strange Juice were the only two characters I cared about. I really liked both of them, but everyone else I didn't give a shit.
Which I feel like again is the problem coming from a VN to an anime where
I mean both Strange Juice and Mika.
Yeah,
Mika and Strange Juice, because I don't know how to say her name. Both of them got a lot of screen time, and a lot of like story and backstory sections. In the anime,
one is
the other two didn't.
One is significantly better than the other.
Yeah, honestly, Meika got surprisingly more than I was expecting her to. Like I was expecting this to be our quote-unquote Strange Juice route.
Yeah.
If we're considering these routes.
Yeah. Which one's Meika?
The
Meika,
robot.
She's the one with the huge ass hair.
The robot.
Okay, I enjoyed the robot character.
Thought she was okay.
I didn't really care for the video game chick. Like she was.
Ito's best girl. I love Ito.
I just didn't feel anything for Ito. Robera I found actively annoying. Ito I didn't care about. Meika I didn't really care one way or another.
They didn't give Robera that much stuff, like that much screen time, and every time she was on screen she was either fucking something up or just being annoying.
The only good moment for her is right towards the end when she actually performs an exorcism. That was cool. And
that was
everything
so
else she
dumb.
did,
they
I was
didn't build
not...
up to that.
Okay.
They
do build up because
they
she's.
Didn't.
She actually
they
has.
Go, oh, she's a psychic, but they never see her training or having any sort of moving forward. She doesn't see the main character. She doesn't have even notice little hints of him. There's no build to that. Literally, all they say is at one point, oh, she could be a psychic maybe one day.
Well, they do that a bunch.
Dude, that's just to give the main character excuse to possess her, though. I don't know.
I mean, they do it for that, but that's also her job. She comes back from
but she knows it's
performing
fake.
exorcisms.
That's not real. She always goes, oh, it's totally a scam. I don't know.
So that's the thing where I feel again, in a visual novel setting, if
you would go down her route.
I feel because the thing is
I thought this was a neutral route.
Me and you have sat there
neutral route.
Yeah, this was not a specific girl route.
Yeah.
But me and you have sat there and we've played through all of Virtue's Last Reward.
Yeah.
And that game is so that's so good. We could sit here have discussions about how good that game is. And the story and how think about every character. Each character has characteristics going on for them. They all have backstory. They all have stuff going on for them. Like Alice, God, I can't remember all the names.
Yeah.
Pink hair girl.
But this is not VLR.
No, that's what I'm saying. And I feel in a visual novel setting, it would go down that similar route of you get to the character endings, but then you get all of their backstory of how they got from point A to point B. But while you're going through their route, you're hanging out with them, and then you get a lot of their personality and all. You get the part where you they're making jokes with each other, and you kind of see the characters interact. And that's the part that I feel was lacking from this, because in an anime you could only have so much time, and they spent the time mainly on the story. Yeah. And that's one of the things where this is an anime that focuses on the story over the characters, and I feel that if it had more time, it would probably do better with the characters, but
yeah. But it didn't.
It didn't.
It could have done a lot better with the villain's backstory too.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was fine. I thought that was fine.
I don't know. I felt on the whole body switching thing. As much as that was an interesting plot point, and they used it at the end, I was kind of uncomfortable with it for some reason. I don't know why.
Dawson, that's everything you read, though.
I know. That's the weird part. I really like body switching stuff. I read a ton of stuff with that.
You do realize, because Connor pointed this out to me, Strange Juice technically fell in love with attractive-wise with her own body.
But normally that wouldn't bother me, and that has nothing to do. For some reason, it just bothers me that MC. I don't know. something about it, because Strange Juice didn't bother me at all. And Pine's body with the other girl in it didn't bother me at all. The only thing that bothered me was MC for some reason.
Because you were trying to relate with him at the beginning. I think like, oh god, why am I your girl?
I think it was just really weird for me that he's in the youngest body when he's like actually the oldest. It seems.
Well, also I feel like his personality kind of matched his body for a while, and then like when you see his real body, you're like,
no, I can't see that.
Yeah.
Fitting. It was just really weird.
Well, they've been in those bodies for 9 years. So.
I think also their expression kind of changes because of like their personality.
Yeah, obviously, like we saw at the end in the last couple minutes where
that bullshit.
Oh god, that was weird.
At the back in her own body.
That felt weird to me. At the very end, I was like, oh god, it's just MC and a girl. Oh wait, no, he was always a girl. It's so weird.
Yeah,
I lost.
I really enjoyed Strange Juice as a character. I can't quite pinpoint why, but I thought she was my favorite.
She's done really well done because they had time for a intricate plot and one character. That's where they had to put the money in.
She was a light character with a dark backstory who wasn't fucking annoying. You know what I mean? Usually when it's like, oh, we're gonna give a light character a dark backstory, we're gonna make her super annoying, and you're gonna hate her, and then we're gonna go, oh, look how sad her backstory is. Now you'll feel bad for hating her, and I hate when people do that shit. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
Oh man, you hated those mid cards. Speaking of things,
I just didn't want people to walk in during those mid cards. A punchline.
Yeah.
Well, man, speaking
they
of
always
which,
did kind of moan it out.
That was some bomb ass English. Like they did a good job.
Okay. Let's discuss these last 2 episodes because we get to the last 2 episodes and the fight scene starts happening and I look over to Connor and Connor's just like, this is the best choreographed fight scene in this anime. Like, why is this so well done? And then the English starts coming out and he just goes, this English is really good.
It's like, it was weird English because you could still tell it was English, but it wasn't.
It was so well done.
I think they were like quoting movies. That's why
it sounded like they were trying to quote.
Commence attack.
Yeah, exactly.
Tonno, noino, eito.
It's like, or they got like dub actors and they're like, just give it a crappy like Asian accent and then it'll work.
Which makes no sense because they're the U.S. military. That was the part where Connor just goes, the U.S. military.
Yeah, I know.
No, I let that slide, and I told you later. It's like I let that slide, but this part is stupid. I forgot what I said. I thought was really. No, I thought the fact that the machine was based off the video game, and they never talked about that before. They're like, oh look, it's based off my video game I play all the time.
Okay, no, the weirdest thing, the first time they pull that mech up, I'm like, okay, when's Mech Girl gonna pilot this?
Yeah.
And then that was like way back when he's first a ghost still. And then it doesn't happen, and then they're like, we're gonna have to...
like video game girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the story progresses, and then we're the last couple episodes, and it's like, we're gonna have to protect this. And no, the first time is when they're gonna fire off the bottle rocket a second time.
Yeah.
And Mech Girl is sitting there looking into the cockpit with Strange Juice. I'm like, are you gonna pilot the mech now? This is like obviously your thing. You're gonna pilot the mech now, and they just don't address the fact that she's obviously gonna pilot this mech. And I'm like, just
build up to it.
Just pilot the mech already. Like, even give some comment about it. And she doesn't. She's just like, oh, Strange Juice.
That's what I was saying too.
You can't pilot this? Okay. I have a remote control. And I'm like, why isn't Mech Girl piloting it?
I just figured it out. I finally figured out the answer. Because the reason why the mech is designed for the UI of the game is because the main character goes back in time and then writes it into letters to build a mech with the same UI of the game.
Fucking hell, that's the plot point glue. Or
not confirmed.
Plot hole glue.
This is Andrew Cannon.
No,
this is Andrew Cannon.
But all the technology that scientist makes, all the decisions that they make, is a lot because...
That wasn't... No, the professor didn't make that. She made that.
I know,
and
but
the professor was the one that got facts to... And he didn't give her the facts. He gave her 4 instructions.
Yeah. All he gave her was 4 instructions.
She never said she made the mech, did she?
She made the mech.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then...
I'm pretty sure.
I'm just gonna say that there was some instructions in there that had to deal...
I'm gonna take that as Andrew Cannon.
Also, this is a fucking time loop if he writes the instructions to himself after all this happens.
Who knows?
Fucking time paradox.
Yeah, I read a thought about that.
Yeah, but still... She didn't get in the mech then. They didn't address the fact that she could probably pilot this mech. And then even later, they're like, okay, we're going to all defend. And she's still standing up on the roof. And I'm like, there is a mech. you're going to pilot this mech. Just get in the mech already. Are you fucking Shinji? Like, come on.
She didn't even say, I based it off your video game because, like, you might want to drive it later or something like that. And she just goes, oh, look, this is based on my video game. How convenient.
Now I can pilot this mech. Yeah. She had this whole big, like, thing before she got in the mech. What was she saying? I can't remember. For some reason, when she was about to get in the mech, she was having this little speech. And there was two options it's like there was two options. It's like, do I want this generic speech or this generic speech? And I'm like, okay, I really want her to do this generic speech. And they didn't. And she gave the other generic speech. I was like, no, stop.
No. Connor pointed this out though. She has a kill count. Those are confirmed deaths of the U.S. military.
Oh yeah.
That's confirmed deaths.
Dude, she's just pretending.
She was bloodlusted, dude.
Yeah,
she blew up like 6 helicopters and like all the tanks.
Yeah.
Remember, kids, playing video games will make you violent.
Okay, why is that mech so powerful? And also, like, I know...
Why did it exist in the first place?
I know we're suspending disbelief here and everything, but she's used to just sitting in a chair when she's piloting a mech. Can she really pilot it really well if it's doing somersaults? I don't know.
Also, when she goes, this is the exact same layout as my game. Yeah, it's the exact same UI as your game, but is there a mouse and keyboard on there? Like...
Oh, there probably is.
I don't know. I mean, I was waiting for her to get in the mech the whole time, so I don't really have a problem with the fact that she could magically... Dude, she took longer to get in the mech than Shinji takes.
No, she didn't.
She didn't?
No, she didn't. You haven't seen Evangelion. Does she sit in a train and listen to music while things are being blown up outside?
Dude, I'd rather have her do that than just sit on top of a building.
No, like, she does.
Like Shinji, I feel like Shinji's like specifically not getting in the mech. Where she wasn't specifically not getting in the mech, they're just like...
Well, because no one told her to get in the damn mech.
They didn't want her in the mech yet.
No one told her to do it. She did it, and like the other person's like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you doing this?
Well, I mean, I thought it was just common knowledge. Like, she and Robura were like, okay, we're gonna help...
soldier.
We're gonna help fight too. And I'm like, oh, so you're gonna get in the mech. And she didn't get in the mech.
No, the brown-haired girl said, no, don't go into the fight. I don't want you two getting killed, so stay up on the house. Speaking of which, there's a scene when it's like the two of them, and it's like a perspective shot. There's one in the foreground, one in the background. I was just ready for 2 sniper bullets to just go, and they both just fall over dead.
That'd be great. No.
What?
It's in the VN most likely.
That's one of the bad endings.
You forgot to disable the snipers. VN end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly.
But and then like the other like we're sitting there like, wow, this is a really choreographed fight. And I remember when I first watched, I was like, wow, this is a really good choreographed fight. There's been none of that this whole entire anime, and that's really good.
No, there was the first episode.
Yeah, but like
the first episode, I still maintain the first episode is my favorite episode of this whole thing.
I like the last.
Dude, this is totally a Madhouse anime.
I really like the last 2. Yeah, I really like those last 2. And last 2 save like the last 5 minutes. And like, because the thing is, okay, let's get into like, this is the first time we haven't started with this, but like, I really enjoyed the first ending that they get, where I'm just like, he specifically, to spite the villain, does not let the villain die, and just straight up just dies himself and just goes.
I think there might have been a little bit of sympathy in that too. He wanted the person to turn good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think it was pure.
I say it's out of spite. That was out of spite right there.
I mean, he was pretty pissed, but I don't know.
But like, the reason why I like this is because I recall me sitting there yesterday, showing when Connor was watching this, right? Connor gets to the part where she's on the ground and she's talking about, oh, we gotta go to the movies and get ice cream, yada yada yada. Yeah. And Connor's just like, oh shit, this generic piece of schlock, like, oh, this is the most generic ending. She's gonna die, and I'm just sitting there with like this shit-eating grin on my face, and then he's just like,
wow, that's a amazing, like, what's it called to me?
But like, yeah, Connor's just sitting there just bitching about how like, oh, generic this ending's gonna be, and da 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 da.
No, I thought it was gonna be fucking Avatar turned into the moon ending. You know what I mean?
And then it cuts to the like, no, it's like, okay, so the villain's gonna die. I didn't expect that, you know. It's like that's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better ending. And then he just goes, nah, I'm not giving you the benefit of that. See ya.
That's not what that word means, but okay.
And then he did say benefit of the doubt, and I was like, why did you choose that wording for this I'm assuming that's the translator's fault in this case. Like, I mean, unless, like, they're specifically translated.
And then he's just like, I'm gonna die instead. And then Connor's like, okay, I didn't see that coming. That's pretty good.
You wanna know why would you let them live?
You want to know why he died instead?
Why?
Because I feel like that's the only way that his other spirit would have been able to keep going and shot back.
Yeah.
Like, if he lives, I feel like...
That's a decent ending.
Well, the spirit was still around if he lived, though.
I guess. So it can go back. Huh.
It wants to go back so it can get its own happy ending now. But dude, it sucks because he's literally just causing a cycle from now on of more and more spirits to like
an infinite cycle.
That was why I was really mad at this, because they always do this.
Also, they never explain where the first one came from.
They always do this. They make branching timelines, so you just have a gazillion shitty timelines out there.
Well, VLR did that
where
too.
Everyone died. Yeah.
But I like how they did it in VLR because like
in VLR it's different because there's a ton of varying timelines.
Yeah.
And this is just a bunch of people failing.
Yes.
I feel like.
Well,
they're failing in different ways, but it's failure over and over. There's a couple, I don't know, and there's less of them in VLR. Like, it's a more positive ratio. Like, this one, it's not even like a ratio.
Also, here's something.
Yeah, because at least in some of those endings, some people get out.
Yeah.
Here's something that I found weird. The character, after the fact, usually did nothing, like absolutely nothing, and just kind of resigned to let the world get blown up. And the cat, and like only once did he ever think it was a smart idea to tell the hacker girl, "Hey, can we reverse this?" Right?
Yeah.
Like billions of times. And what changed that so that now he had that one little tiny piece of common sense and actually changed that? I don't know.
It's a different iteration. Because the thing is, we don't know what happened in those millions of iterations. Because the thing is, his actions up to that iteration was from the built-up of all the actions of all the previous iterations. Of just different things happening and stuff like that.
Yeah.
To make it happen. And so it's unclear why, but you know. I would hate...
Yeah. Oh. I'll continue, sorry. I'll bring this up in a second.
No, just go.
I was going to talk about the drop plot points that I can remember. I feel like there's other ones that I can't remember too. But some of the biggest ones was when he was initially in ghost form, he never saw his body unless he was Mayabara Kenji.
And there was a lot of moments where...
And Mayabara Kenji hardly ever showed up.
Yeah.
And then when he was in his body, besides that first interaction where he runs away and hides so the spirit doesn't try to take back his body, he never encounters his spirit again, even though he spends quite a bit of time walking around. Like, he spends more time as Mayabara Kenji than the other did.
This one. Remember in the beginning when he's first a spirit, he's actually skipping through time. He can't really control that, and he only gets certain little events when he's actually able to do anything.
Yeah, but...
And in those events, a lot of times, he would be in the costume. Usually every time the ghost was around for like a while, the guy, his body would always be in the costume doing stuff, and he didn't know the costume was him.
It's fine.
So he really wouldn't run into that much, and basically the only details they were kind of missing in a lot of scenes is they weren't like drawing the ghost in the background. But maybe at that point the ghost was doing different things. Or
not even that, but I thought about this a little bit more, is that the cat also has control of what's going on with the ghost.
Yeah.
Which is very unclear how, because probably it's in the VN. But...
No, the cat just knows where the ghost is going to be at what time.
Yeah, so basically he's able to control where the ghost is able to be and stuff like that.
But all of the events he was watching as a ghost before...
Because he already changed...
He was present at.
Because he changed history a lot of those times to a different thing.
But the ghost isn't just happen to be skipping over. Like, the ghost specifically needs to see these events so he can know what to change when it's his turn to U-turn and go back. And as a ghost, the first time, the one we watch, this iteration,
there's a lot
goes through and he sees the New Year's event, he sees the bottle rocket, he sees what else does he see? He sees Chiromancy. God, I don't want to talk about Chiromancy. That was really bad.
That's the best, though.
That's terrible.
So good.
That is a huge amount of why I dropped the show originally.
I
watched 4 episodes of this while it was airing and then dropped it.
Okay, big question. Why did the cat think it was so important for all those events to happen? Because, especially for one thing, a lot of the events didn't happen and things turned out okay. And for another, he said, "Oh, you guys need to be together as a team." Right? But for the one part when they're actually working together as a team and they need to have everyone like super close to one another, like the very, the climax, right? The cat was never expecting that to happen. He goes, that never has happened before. So what did he need them all together for? Because the one event that changes everything is one character doing a favor for another character and fucking everything up.
So you know how this one, we didn't see a lot of Rabara and Ito?
Mm.
If we had continued along the line that the cat wanted, all 4 of the characters would have gotten a lot of time together and grown together, etc. Like, because he chose to break off when he did from the timeline, that's why we focus mostly on Meika and Strange Shoes. But this iteration.
But even in the first one...
Because that iteration of him...
The cat's trying to guide him towards the perfect end. Mm. And if you break off, you can make your own end. As our iteration did. He made his own end different from anything else that had happened previously and probably...
But the first one seemed like he was so close to it. Like, everything turned out well, and they didn't really explain why he fucked up.
Well, he messed up a couple of times.
He didn't, the hackers got into the satellite. As soon as that happens,
yeah, but the cat never told him to like stop them from getting in the satellite. He told them to make sure all the friends are like close together.
No, because he's
telling that one to like keep everything the same.
So
unless
here's
I
the
specifically
thing.
tell you to
he
change
still
it.
chases after. He still
No.
His last iteration still chases after the Galice. But in the previous iteration,
cat didn't have a problem with that. He said you need to do the exact same thing that he did.
No, what he needed to do was create the issue for them to have the fight, which he didn't do in the first place. He needed to create the issue for them.
He did do it in the first place.
No, he never.
They had the fight in the first place.
Okay. In the second iteration, he did that.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what did the first iteration mess up?
He probably chased after
satellite.
Them. He probably chased after them.
But the cat didn't tell him anything about the satellite. The cat was literally just saying, "You guys need to. I need everyone to get as closely bonded with friendship as they possibly could be. So I need you to follow exactly these rules." And what he was saying is, "I need you to do all the things that the one did before." Remember when he's like listing off everything, and it's like he did this part right, this part right, this part right, this part right, and everyone was super close together. He didn't say where he fucked up. Like
he probably
the cat's kind of an asshole, dude. He really doesn't care.
He doesn't really tell all the information. And he probably didn't tell the information of, hey, don't go chase after that guy, or he didn't expect him to go chase after that guy, causing him to chase after the guy.
But he treated those things like that was the right thing to do.
And no, because it was the right thing to do.
So where was the fuck? I don't know.
The fuck up was
the chase that you are saying he did that was his fuck up.
Yeah.
Right? The cat told the other character to do that.
I don't think that was his fuck up. I think his fuck up was that he either needed to take the device off of the satellite, or he needed to stop her from hacking into.
Yes. Which is those two things. Which he never said to go chase after him. He never said to go chase after him. He just said to get into that fight so that it would create the issue. Mm-hmm. He probably didn't expect him to go chase after him right afterwards, which he did, which caused the anesthetic, which caused him to pass out, which caused the hacking thing to still happen.
Did they still do the anesthetic part in the last
one? They didn't say...
In the first iteration, there wasn't.
We don't know that, because the anesthetic happens off-screen in that first iteration, when he's chasing after Galice.
Also, if he was able to take down the guy before the whole part where he goes, oh, I shouldn't knock him in the water, the cat told me... Or I need to knock him in the water like the cat told me to, right? If he didn't let the guy get away in the first place, that anesthetic would have never happened.
He probably... No, because probably what would have happened was he chased after him, anesthetic, then leave. Or like just make sure no one's chasing after him.
No, at that one point when he was about to drop kick him, and then he stops the drop kick. Mm-hmm. That could have like saved everything, but the cat's like, no, don't do that.
No, the cat never says not to do the drop kick.
No, he was supposed to do the drop kick, and he didn't.
He didn't.
Oh, right, because drop kick was him in the water.
Yeah, the drop kick will get him to the water, creating the issue.
Okay, I thought the drop kick was gonna like stop him. See, I thought the character was messing up. All right, anyways, but I still don't understand how like.
The first character messed up?
The first character probably
messed up. Well, it was more like, I still don't understand how the cat goes, oh, what I need you to do is all the stuff that brought people together, and that will save the world. But the first character did all that stuff that brought all the people together, and he got maybe like one day later, and it still didn't save everything.
This is back to the fact that it's For some reason, we're watching an anime that's meant to be a VN. He's basically, the cat isn't saying, this is going to save the world. The cat is saying, this is the perfect ending I want you working towards. This is your 100%ed.
Yeah,
but keep doing these things to make everyone get along with each other.
This is the hardest route to do, is to get this, and you need to go do other things to learn this.
But the hardest route wasn't what the character wanted. He just didn't want everyone to die.
I know. But that's the problem, is that this is meant to be a VN, so the cat's trying to
create
as your UI.
Because here's the thing.
The cat's saying go to.
The reason why he got mad at him of changing part of the project was because the bullies that the bullies who bullied Ito are still alive, meaning that they'll still bully her in the future.
Yeah.
So it would have been better if they were dead.
Yeah, that's a good message.
I thought the thing there was, why does it matter? Why do those two matter? Stick with the plan. But the plan is stupid and flawed, so
Well, the cat doesn't know everything. The cat is not in some ambivalent being who knows...
Dude, after you get a fucking billion tries...
Doesn't mean the cat knows everything.
Dude, no,
more than a billion.
The cat is literally the shitty AI that introduces you to a game and tells you what the perfect ending is.
But that doesn't translate well into an anime.
I know it doesn't, but that's what we're saying the problem is. This guy writes everything in this anime as if it's a VN. Yeah. And it's not a VN, but he wrote it like it is.
The cat's supposed to be a character, not a stupid AI. I don't know.
I know. We're agreeing that that's the biggest problem here, but it's explainable in the fact that the cat's that type of character for a VN.
And all I'm proposing is that it's bad. It's a dumb idea to try to... It is. No, not that in itself. The whole bring everyone together and that's how you'll get this good ending. It's such a dumb thing to put into an anime, and it caused a lot of unnecessary problems. I feel.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just explaining why it happened. I completely agree. I thought it was silly. The cat is strange.
And the cat's not even explained. It's only explained in the VN.
That's why I felt like it was a dropped point.
Yeah. No, it totally was. I was just presenting why that occurred, not arguing for it.
Still dumb.
No, of course it's dumb.
But that's why the first 4 episodes are necessary, because it's supposed to build up the characters and show.
Cheermancy added absolutely nothing to the story.
Literally nothing.
All it did is
literally nothing.
All I did is I sat there and I'm like, this is really bad.
And I sat there going, this is fine. This is fine.
That's right. I didn't think the panty shots added anything to the story either.
I mean, they didn't. But
they did.
When did that actually become a big issue later on in the series? The whole panty shots and the world will die thing.
Sorry, random thing.
It's literally just turns into the character, it's RNG when it'll actually work. Because he's seen it tons of times. He just covers his eyes way too late and it works.
That's suspension of disbelief. It shows you them and you're supposed to assume
they could have made
that he doesn't see because he covers them in time, but it wants to show you them because it thinks you want to see that.
Oh my god, that is such a missed opportunity, because they could have turned that into a plot point later and go on, oh, he can't do this, or he can't be in the room at this point because this person's just walking around naked, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That could have made it actually fit into the story and work, but they don't.
Oh god, I have something to read.
Also,
now.
in the stupid scenes where it's I need to see your panties so I can help fight all these guys. You have the stupid picture on your phone. What are you doing?
He was just stating it. He was just stating the fact.
It's for the audience, Connor. It's for the audience. As much as you don't want to see that,
other people do.
I really don't care either way.
And
Some
I'm very
people
ambivalent against it.
It just feels like wasted potential to me.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it did pull the show down. But
it's fine. It's fine.
I wasn't even mad about it being there. I was mad that he didn't do it correctly. I don't know.
Yeah. It's fine.
I'm
gonna be the dog in the breeding building. It's fine. No, I just looked it up on I gotta go read the manga now because apparently the manga continues where the anime left off.
Oh god.
I gotta read this now. No, because I gotta get the perfect ending though. You gotta get that perfect ending, the true happy perfect ending.
All right, I'll say this horse has been. Wait, do you want to talk about characters or do you not care?
I think we already discussed that.
Cool. Well, this horse has been dead for 5 minutes, so let's move on.
Yeah.
No. It's been dead since you've been trying to argue a thing that we've been trying to argue for.
But you kept, like, bringing up stuff like you were arguing against me, and I was just like, I don't get what the fuck you're talking about.
I was just trying to enlighten you as for the potential or possible reasons for why that occurred, not trying to let you know why you were wrong.
Granted, you are wrong. But in my opinion, I mean, did you guys at least have some fun with this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had fun.
I had some fun.
But I also cringed a lot.
Oh man, I didn't cringe at all. That's fine.
It was a back and forth.
It was fine. Cheerman's is the best. Anyway.